Hello, good morning. My name is Andres Martin. I lead health innovation projects within AXA Next. If I want you to remember something at the end of this session is that most of you know AXA, but AXA Next is about beyond insurance and specifically here today about health services beyond insurance proposition. So it's a privilege welcoming you to this session, the first DG Health Leaders in London, the first Investable Showcase. Hopefully through the next few slides you will know why this is very relevant for AXA Next to be here, not only sponsoring the event, but having many conversations across the next 2 days and also hopefully connecting and creating new opportunities together. So housekeeping as well, I guess most of you know about AXA. It's a global leading insurance and all of you might be familiar to the fact that we're present in over 60 countries, strong insurance propositions, mostly in Europe, where half of our revenue comes from, specifically France, Switzerland, as you can see here, over 100 million customers and a lot of employees. Some of them were here today, okay, and tomorrow, and we would love to hear and learn more from your startups and business. So maybe a bit less known from AXA is the fact that health is a priority for us, okay? And actually we are generating 12% of our global revenue in health, mostly through health insurance. And we have 15 million customers in over 20 countries. So we are used as AXA Next when people approach us, startups or companies, they are approaching us as why don't we create a partnership to do a B2B2C where AXA is the payer. That's totally fine, and we want to create those pathways for sure. But for AXA Next, we are also looking how we create new services in healthcare, new business models beyond or together with insurance, but initially that they could stand alone. So another important fact about health at AXA, it is that it's a key driver of our strategy, which is payer to partner, okay? From the insurance, we are used to pay the claims, see very limited points on the data and in supporting the life of the customers. So we want to go more into the partner side of things, and this is where AXA Next enters into play. All right, as I mentioned, our focus is beyond insurance, delivering new services under new business models, and in a buy, partner, or build approach. So that's why being here today and learning more from all of you and connecting with you is very important to us. Two core ambitions within health. One is in the US regarding population health management. And we entered that market through acquiring a company called Maestro Health, very small in the grand scheme of things in the context of the US, but a very important step for us in order to deliver employee benefits management services that are leading to care coordination and to creating new pathways for employers, self-insured employers, and employees to access to better healthcare services. And secondarily, our second priority as AXA Next in health, we have other verticals, but in health, the second one is bringing together all of the components of a digital-first care coordination value proposition and services. As you could see, we are very strong in Europe, in several countries. We are moving now in joining the dots and the services that we are currently offering in those countries. How do we do it? I mentioned before, build, buy, or partner, but how we are orchestrated in AXA Next is very important to understand that we are an ecosystem. Somebody explained me when I joined AXA 2 years ago that we had several speedboats to drive innovation. Now AXA Next is the fleet to put them together and increasingly collaborating. So you have the AXA Labs, which are about scouting, and they are in 3 points in the world, San Francisco, Europe, and Shanghai. In-house, which is the core strategic development opportunities that we have between Paris and Madrid. I am part of that team, the health vertical, and I'm based in Madrid, but currently working or traveling often to Paris. CAMED, it is our incubator for design and nurturing new startups that then we integrate into the ecosystem. A strong focus from CAMED also on healthcare. And finally, AXA Venture Partners, which is the corporate venture fund, in which we invest in very exciting and innovative companies that at some point we may integrate into the business or not. So this is what we say, the origination and the engine of creating opportunities, pathways. And then the second part, it is a set of companies that we use to drive those opportunities to scale. I already mentioned Maestro Health, focusing on the US market, employee benefits and care coordination, but also we have climate, not totally related to health, but it's about using parametric data for automate all the claims and the benefits for the insured. Enterprise and global partnership, which is more about creating new services on platform-based and marketplace solutions, where we gather and harness corporate and SMEs. And at some point, if we have really good services created from the top, we could plug them into those marketplaces through different value propositions. And finally, AXA Partners, which I guess is also very well known because it's the services assistance company that provide the services to the insured customers when the car is broken, the house is leaking, or you have a health issue, mostly when you are abroad. So we use all these companies' channels and proposition to grow and scale the businesses that we are creating on the top layer. Additionally to that, obviously, we work with our insurance companies to help them create very value proposition within the insurance. So, and finally, through all of this activity, we are creating a portfolio that is permanently evolving and growing. We want to be sort of very targeted and selective in how we bring companies into the ecosystem. From, as you could hear from our in-house team and strategic development, we're looking for population health management, care coordination services. We are leveraging things that we are building, things that we're acquiring, companies that we're acquiring, and also companies that we're incubating from CAMET. So two key points from our strategic investment M&A criteria. You can hear from Samer Taleb, who is presenting today at 2:40. He's wearing proper financial tie, white shirt, deep pockets. So maybe you want to listen to him. But we are looking for companies that are already generating revenue from series, that they are looking for funding series B to D, and that they are in a phase of consolidating their business and also looking for growth. And companies that fit into our ambitions of care coordination and population health management. You will hear more about CAMET tomorrow. I think Michael Needham will be here. And also our Chief Operating Officer will be tomorrow on a stage talking about the new strategies for insurer regarding health. And she will be introducing more about AXA Next. So, and we are downstairs in a little corner that you can see when you are entering to the plenary room. We are totally open to learn more about your businesses and telling you a little bit more about what we do. And hopefully this Investable Showcase is the first in many, many occasions in the future. Thank you very much.